Anybody there?
All right. Well, I want to welcome you guys to the third episode of the newly named Deadhead Chronicles podcast. Whoop, whoop.
Woo.
So with me today, I have the one, the only Erik the Peanut guy.
Hey, thanks.
What's happening, man?
Dude, it's so nice. Like I just said earlier before you hit the record button, but it's really nice to finally meet you.
Right?
I've been following you, watching your videos, listening to your podcast. So this is fun.
Awesome. Well, Kerry, thank you for listening. I'm so happy now.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of fun, because we follow each other on Instagram and then on Twitter, and it's like it's cool to have a lot of people that have the same love for the game, right?
Yeah.
And then all of us collecting different things, me with a dad hat, you with this awesome wall that I see right now with a bunch of hats, which is pretty cool. So I do notice I see the Columbus Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. Fresno Grizzlies right there, right below it.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, you have the Fresno Tacos hat.
You know it, man. You know it.
That's a cool one.
Thanks.
I like it.
I think this was the original one or the second one they've done, because they've come up with like different
variations of it. Yeah, I love it. Love it. Well, let me ask you the first question. Let's go back, all the way back, and what got you started with sports? Like, what was that moment you're like, especially baseball, because I'm sure you love baseball,
Yeah.
You might be doing a little bit of a side gig here and there, but
Baseball is definitely number one. Yeah. That's a great question, man. I feel like my story might be similar to a lot of people's. I was really blessed. I grew up in a great family, great mom, great dad, great older sister, and then me. And my parents really liked watching sports. They weren't like, crazy about it. They weren't religious about it. But when there was a Seahawks game, my dad would put it on. When there was a Mariners game, we put it on. We're from Washington State. We're from the Northwest. So those are our teams. And in fact, I just learned this like last year. Before I was born, my parents had season tickets to the Seahawks in the Kingdom.
What?
Yeah. And they were like, in their 20s, they weren't rich by any means. And so I don't know, maybe back in the Kingdom days, it was easier to do. But I was like, let's go. I didn't know my parents went that hard.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Well, hold on a second. Why did I not know this about earlier? I would have gone to so many games.
Exactly. Why didn't you keep them? But we moved around a lot. And I remember we lived in Idaho Falls, Idaho for the first 7 years of my life. And then we moved back to Washington State, or for me, the first time, but this is where my parents are from. Right. And we moved to the Tri-Cities, Washington. That's still where I call home. And I remember my dad was watching a Seahawks game because we were closer to the region that you could get. And then I remember asking, like, well, does Washington or does Seattle have a baseball team? And he said, yeah, they're called the Mariners. And then he reminded me that we'd gone to some games, but I was so little, like I didn't remember. I was like, oh yeah, the big cement dome building. That's what it was.
So every single stadium that used to be built with concrete is just like, God, why?
I know, right? But you know what? I went to Oakland a few years ago to a game in the Coliseum for the first time.
Yeah.
I'd never been. And I had this weird sense of nostalgia because it's definitely not exactly like the Kingdom, but it's a lot of cement. It's got the old like spiral ramps,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is bringing me back. Anyway, that year when we moved to the Tri-Cities was 1989, which is when Ken Griffey Jr. was just starting to do his thing.
Oh man, just
Ken
early.
Griffey Sr. Yeah, man. And so talk about perfect timing for a little boy moving to Washington State. My parents signed me up for T-ball. I didn't want to do it. I hated the idea. I was so scared, but I fell in love with it. And, I played baseball every year since then, big time Mariners fan. And it just went on from there.
That's cool. It's funny because you say that I did not want to do baseball at all. There's no way in God's green earth that I want to do this. And look at you.
Yeah, right. Seriously, were you the same way?
So me growing up, we grew up. I moved here when I was 12, so I from birth until 12, I was in Puerto Rico, and I
Right.
played baseball. Not a lot, We moved here. I would like to say that I had a cup of coffee in high school
Nice.
as a
Nice.
catcher,
Yeah.
but I'm 6'2", and
As a
with bad
catcher.
knees. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
dude. Right. Me too. I'm 6'1" with bad knees. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, I'm good. I'm
Right.
more of the fan
Yeah.
person, you
Yeah.
know. I know the game, can't play it. So
Seriously. Well, that's kind of similar. Um, I played all the way through high school, and then my senior year of high school, two things happened. I realized I wasn't good enough to play in college, which broke my heart, but it was very apparent.
yeah, it was
Um,
obvious.
yeah, I was much more into like public speaking and theater and choir and kind of
Would have never guessed
performing.
it.
Right. Yeah. Right. But I loved baseball more.
Mhm.
But the second thing that happened is that's the exact same year that the Tri-City Dust Devils moved to town.
Oh
Um,
man.
an affiliated minor league professional team. Um, Tri-Cities has a history of minor league ball, but when I moved there, there was like this 10-year window where they didn't have affiliated baseball.
Mhm.
And so I didn't know. I didn't know that that was a thing. And so in this like twist of fate, I stopped playing baseball because I wasn't good enough to play in college. But then I was able to use my talents that I think I'm better at, like public speaking and being in front of people, to work for the Dust Devils. So that's why I'm still in baseball.
Yeah, listen, I'm jealous because
Ah,
that's a cool gig, you
yeah,
know.
it
Now,
is.
let me ask you because I've always wanted to know. Did you come up like I saw an interview where you were the second chosen peanut guy, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Ah, okay.
That's it. Good memory, man. Well, first off, you'd be so good. I don't know exactly where you live, but man, if
Mhm.
there's a nearby team that needs an on-field host, you would kill at that, dude.
We're gonna try because I have a lot of them around here, so I'm not too far from the Lake County Captains.
Oh yeah.
That yep, and
Oh,
then the Akron Rubber Ducks are not too far. They're like 45
oh,
minutes from me. I love those teams.
dude, I've been blessed to visit both ballparks.
Really,
Like I loved them. Yeah.
yeah.
Man, I got to come
Canal
back
Park
out.
is actually my favorite just because it's
Yeah.
such a cool, little ballpark. Like when you go down the hill,
Yeah.
by the Canal Street, and it's such a cool ballpark. I love it.
And you
I
can like
love.
you're kind of downtown. You got the
Yeah, and you see the
buildings.
skyline
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. It's such a cool ballpark. Like I said, it's one of my favorites. So
Dude, I need to make another trip out there.
you let me know and we'll go
Okay,
watch a game.
you got it.
Absolutely.
You That's a deal.
so
Yeah.
so you were that's how you started. You started as a vendor. How
Yeah.
that, really, come up as overtaking this whole persona of the peanut guy.
Yeah. That's a good question. So yeah, I just got a job
Mhm.
with the team, and that same year that they showed up, my dad also was like, "Hey
Which, by the
man,
way, he has a great name. Just wanted to put that out there. He had a
yeah,
great
he
name.
does."
Great name.
I was excited to learn your name is Ed.
Yeah.
'Cause, yeah, man, my dad, Ed Mertens, he's a saint. He passed away a few years ago.
Mhm.
But he was like, "Hey, you should get a job. You're going to college." And I was like, "You're right." um,
All right, fine.
yeah, and you might have heard this in the other interview, but my best friend at the time, his name is Johnny, and he
Mhm.
was in theater and choir with me. We were more of the outgoing type, but he was like, he played football, he played baseball, so we kind of shared these mutual loves.
Mhm.
Um, and he'd been hired as a peanut vendor, and he said, "Hey man, I heard you're looking for a job. Come hang out with me." And like we were best friends. So I was like, "Yeah, of course, no question."
Why not?
Yeah, and I get to be out there with the Dust Devils every day.
Mhm.
So because we are two just really like ham balls, we were
Mhm.
pretty goofy guys. Um, we kind of, yes, we sold peanuts, but we kind of turned it into an act. And he brought his guitar, we sang songs, we both knew how to juggle, so we do juggling tricks. Um,
Man.
that first season we didn't have a mascot for like most of the season because we were a brand new team.
Yeah.
And so we were the ones kind of dancing on the dugouts or leading the cheers.
You were the mascot.
Yeah, yeah,
The both of you. Yeah.
yeah. so that those first few years, people got to know Johnny the Peanut Guy and Eric the Peanut Guy pretty well.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Like I was reading on it, and because I was doing a little bit of research, and
Okay.
when I saw it, I was like, that is awesome. Loved it.
Yeah.
Um,
Shout out to Johnny. Still
yeah,
doing good work.
yeah.
He's
So
not at the
he's
ballpark anymore, but
no.
yeah.
um, all right, I have a quick question here because I also saw it in the other interview, the story with your dad about giving, of a said kid, they were giving, a ball or, any kind of knickknacks.
Yeah.
First of all, that is an awesome. I told my wife this story, and
Oh, thanks, man.
yeah, and I told her that even after he passed, they were still doing it. I'm like, that is the coolest thing ever.
Oh.
Absolutely, she loved it. She was like, that is awesome. And of course, I was like, who's cutting onions around here?
Thanks, dude.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that means a lot. Yeah, anytime, I mean, I feel blessed that
mhm.
I've been able, for whatever reason, to do fun interviews with cool people like you,
Yeah,
or to be in front of a lot of people. But I gotta be honest, man, I don't really want any of the attention. I want to give it to my dad, because
he's the one that started
yeah,
you.
man, he's the reason why I love baseball. He's the reason I do what I do in a lot of ways. And so
That's
yeah,
awesome.
I'll just give you maybe the quick story. He would come to Dust Devils games to enjoy the game, but also to support me.
Yeah.
And he and my mom would come out to all of them. And he slowly started, like, once a game, he'd go buy a souvenir ball, or like a little mini bat or something, like a little toy from the team store. He'd spend his own money, and then
Yeah.
he'd find a kid to give it to that, like, maybe was having like you said, like a rough
Like,
day.
yeah.
Maybe it was a kid who was crying, or maybe it was a kid with special needs, or maybe, I remember one time it was like a little brother whose big sister caught the foul ball, and the little brother was distraught that he didn't have the
Oh,
ball.
yeah. Okay.
So
Yeah.
my dad was the one that would go spend his own money, but then he didn't want the attention. He would come give it to me and
Hmm.
say, hey, just go give this to the kids, say it's from the Dust Devils, say it's from you, I don't care, I don't want the attention. And so that kind of became our thing. Like, we'd make eye contact.
That's cool.
And then when he passed away, people started donating money so that I or the team could continue to do this in my dad's honor.
Hmm.
And the team even set up like this cabinet in our info booth. That's the Ed Mertens gift
Yeah, I saw
cabinet.
that. That was cool. That was very
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So much love to
Absolutely.
my
That
dad.
I love the team just for doing that alone.
Thanks.
All right, let's get to the collecting.
Let's do it.
What was your first hat that you collected? Tell me.
Dude, I'm glad you asked this, because this is a perfect segue. My first fitted hat my
Okay.
dad gave me for my
No,
birthday, and I grabbed it off my hat wall to show you. This is a
dude,
1999 Seattle Mariners
that is awesome. Is that with the
diamond era.
perforated holes on them?
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my
yeah, man.
God. Yeah.
It was like their batting practice hats.
Yeah.
When,
That's what
like,
they were called. Yeah. Batting
yeah,
practice, spring training hats. Yes.
yep.
Yes.
Edgar Martinez, Alex Rodriguez
Oh
wearing this stuff,
man.
right? So as a kid, I thought fitted hats were uncomfortable, and they are. I still think they are, but I wanted the one that the players wear,
Hmm.
and I liked this logo. It's just the compass rose
Yeah,
logo.
I was just gonna say that's the compass with the baseball in the middle. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
such a cool logo.
yeah. And so this was before online shopping. um,
Yeah.
and so we went to a Mariners game that summer, and I remember looking at this hat, but I didn't have enough money to buy it. And so for my birthday in September, my dad surprised me with it in the Tri-Cities. And this is before, like, lids was a big deal, or
Hmm.
hat stores. And I was like, when did you drive to Seattle to buy this hat from Safeco Field?
Yeah.
And he said, no, I called up the team and I gave him my credit card number. I didn't even know that, like, you could shop,
Yeah. This is
remotely.
before all of that. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is probably my all-time favorite,
Yeah.
because it's the one that I
Yeah.
started with.
Great
Yeah.
memories with it.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you just said that your birthday is in September.
Yeah. Is yours?
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay,
Yeah.
let's say the date on this, on the
All
count
right.
of
Let's
three.
see. All right.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
27.
12. Oh,
Oh, yeah. 27 for me. Yep.
nice.
So for
I'll
September,
remember.
I love it. Yes.
Go Virgos, I
There
guess.
you go.
Yeah.
So what do you travel and buy the hat there? Is that how you purchase them, or do you do like I do and my wheel of hats and I'm like, all right, let's choose a new one? How do
Dude, I
you
love that. I love your wheel of hats. I love that, man.
you
That's
know,
so cool.
my daughter comes to me and asks me to do them every Friday. It's like, Daddy, let's go do a video now.
Really?
So yeah, I'm
That's
not kidding
sweet.
you. She really does. She goes like, let's go make a video. And I'm like, absolutely, let's go.
Let's
My
do
wife
it.
may not be too happy because we're spending too much money, but
Well, yeah. Hey,
it's
I
the
think you're good.
memories though. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I'm not taking money when I'm dead. It's all about the memories.
exactly.
And
Can't take it with you.
it's memories. I'm creating memories with my daughter. She loves hats now too. So which I'm okay with.
That's so cool, man. And you know what? Like, I couldn't say it any better than you just did. The reason I collect hats is 100% I'm collecting memories. What
Yeah.
I like to say, and I know you can see it, but
Mhm.
if people are just listening, I have a 4 walls in my
Yeah.
apartment are covered with fitted hats, and I display them all. And they each represent a city I've been to, a ballpark I've been to, and an evening I spent with friends or
Wow.
strangers. And what I like to do, my girlfriend's in the room right now, Karina. Hi,
Hi.
she's listening. I should take my headphones off so she can hear you, but um, but uh, I like it when she or someone else is like, all right, tell me about this hat. And I can immediately tell you who I was with, what we
Mhm.
were doing that day. I was in Charleston, West Virginia with my best friend Putty. I've never been to West Virginia before. I hope I can come back, but I live on the other side of the country. So who
Yeah,
knows?
you live on yeah.
Yeah. And so I love that's how it started for me is I worked for the Dust Devils and I
Mhm.
was like, these hats are pretty cool. And then one year we were selling in our team store like those old, I don't know if you've seen them. A minor league baseball used to have posters with all the hats on them.
Yeah, I wish I could get one because they're so cool.
I know. And I don't know why they stopped making them because
They
everyone loved
should.
them. They're so cool. Yeah. And I remember I bought that poster and I brought it home one day and I was like, holy cow, because there was 160 cities and I'd only heard of a few of them, being from the Northwest. But all the hats were like cool
Mhm.
colors and cool logos. And so anytime I traveled somewhere, I was like, I gotta get one of these hats.
Yeah, you know, you got so many cool ones. I see the Richmond flying squirrels, the
Yeah.
sea unicorns.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You got the Copa squirrels. I see that
Yes,
one.
sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Lynchburg Hillcats, the old and new one.
And you know what? The new Lynchburg, man, I love that you know this. This is
Oh,
like,
I'm addicted to the
you're
minor
my
leagues. I'm
brother.
telling you.
Let's go.
Yes.
What's special about this Lynchburg hat is my best friend and I went to Lynchburg and we got a tour of the ballpark, and that's
Oh.
when we had the old logo.
Hmm.
And then that year they rebranded and had this cool new logo.
Yep.
And being Seahawks and Mariners fans, like they have teal and neon green.
Which is one
And
of my favorite colors.
which one?
The neon green.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding
I
you. I even
man,
have a Seattle Seahawks, wall decor right here. I'm telling you, I rooted
let's
for them to in
go.
the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, I did. I love the
Thank
reason
you.
why I gravitated for the Seahawks too. Well, I'm a Browns fan, but
Mhm.
like the reason why I gravitated it was because of the colors. When they did
Yeah,
the rebranding, oh
right.
man,
I see
yes.
your Cervezas hat behind you.
Oh
Durham,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Durham
I got
neon green.
yes, sir. So
Oh,
any
let's
kind of
go.
green hat, like the Noodlers for
Yeah.
the
Oh,
Tulsa
yeah.
Drillers,
Hmm. You
had to
picked it
have
up.
it. Had to
Awesome.
have it. Bought it right away.
Oh man.
Yep.
So, I'm looking at, man. There's so many good ones.
So many cool hats you have here. Like, I mean,
Thanks. This is the
I'm
best.
in. You have the whole room. The whole room is
The whole
all.
room. But I have to be honest, man, my room is so messy right now that this angle is like the cleanest. Because I could show you like the Dust Devils hats, which I'm proud of, and like
Oh
the North,
man,
but like it's a bunch of dirty clothes right underneath it
but
right
I'm with you. I'm in the basement. I get it.
now.
That's awesome. So what state have you not been to?
Yeah. Ooh,
Because I'm sure you've been
great
to a lot of
question.
states. You've been Ohio,
Yeah.
been a lot of
Hmm.
states.
Yeah.
What's the couple of states that you've not been to that you want to go now?
Dude, this is so great. I could talk about this for hours.
I'm with you.
All right, let's do it. My girlfriend brought dinner though, so I don't know how long. maybe not 2 hours. Um,
Okay, fine.
but I have hit, by the grace of God, most of the Western United States. and most of the eastern United States.
Mhm.
So it's the
It's
central
like right
man.
in the middle.
Yeah, from the Dakotas and Minnesota and Wisconsin all the way down to Texas.
That's cool.
I've been to a handful in Texas, but not most of them by any
Mhm.
means. So I was really lucky because um, I would travel for a wedding or for work. Work would send me out somewhere, and I would just find the next nearest minor league park and
Travel.
go travel, go take a picture, go buy a hat. If it was during the season, hopefully go to a game.
Mhm.
But then a few years ago, I realized, wait a second, like this is the first time I've had like big boy money, which
Mhm.
I'm still not rolling in dough or anything, but I was like, I can afford a plane ticket. And so I just bought myself a plane ticket to the Carolinas, and for the sole purpose of visiting as many ballparks and buying as many hats as I could in 1 week.
That's
And
awesome.
so I've split the country up into these regions where
Mhm.
I'm like, all right, I'll go, knock out the Carolinas. And my last big trip, well, a few years ago before COVID, I did Pennsylvania and upstate New York.
Mm.
And then this past year, I didn't feel comfortable flying quite yet.
Yeah,
So I
with you there.
drove, yeah, hopefully someday. But I drove this past summer, I did Idaho, Utah, Colorado, just driving, and Oregon and Montana.
Yep.
Yeah.
The paddleheads.
Oh, let's go. Yes.
Oh
I have
man.
way too many of those hats, man. I've been to one paddleheads game and I have like 9 paddleheads hats.
That's awesome.
It's a
Okay.
problem.
See, oh, see, and that's the thing. Like for me, I just came back. We drove. Me, my wife, and my daughter. We drove down to North Carolina, and we went to the Carolina the Mudcats.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So with that,
Nice.
it's like it's right off the highway, and
Yeah.
it's like it's we were talking about like it's a concrete structure,
Right.
right? So you know how in racing the grandstands, and then right underneath, a lot of the times it's all of the where you buy all your food and all of that stuff. It's
Yeah.
just like it.
Right.
It's a very cool old ballpark, and I liked it a lot. And then I didn't have the chance to watch a game at the athletic park in Durham,
Yeah.
but that's my team that I grew up, when I first watched Bull Durham,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Yeah. You got to
I
go.
watched the movie, so I fell in love with the team. That's besides the Cleveland Indians, that's the one team that I have the most hats of.
Nice.
The Durham Bulls.
Let's go.
So,
I don't know if you can see my Bulls hats from here. Oh, let me. I
yep.
got the
Oh yeah.
like the burnt
Durham Bulls,
orange.
the orange,
Yeah.
burnt orange, and then you got I see the rubber ducks, the captains.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, both the
But
Akron rubber ducks with the A right there.
yeah.
Dayton Dragons.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I
Yep.
think you have me beat for Durham hats though.
Oh man, that's such a cool wall though. I got to get me an organization eventually to just like put them like that, because I have them facing down and I want to show them with all the logos facing out.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Have you researched ways to do that?
Yeah, it's just
It takes time.
yeah, and then my wife only allows me to spend so much money.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I hear that.
So, any trips you have coming up for that?
Man. So I would love to. Nothing's scheduled right now, man. But like
Right,
the
yeah.
next one, I'd really like to attack the central part.
Yeah.
So right before COVID, Karini and I had a trip planned for Texas. We were going to do all the ballparks in Texas,
Nice.
which is quite the feat because they're like,
That state is humongous. And
right?
there's
Yeah,
a lot of teams there.
yeah. But we had to scratch that, so that might be the next one.
Mhm.
But
Probably
then,
sometime next year or something like that.
yeah, hopefully
Mhm.
next summer. But then I've also looked at Michigan because I've gotten to see most of Ohio except Toledo, and then everything like north of Toledo. So everything in Michigan. I didn't get to see Fort Wayne or South Bend.
Mhm.
So hoping to hit that region next.
Man, that's a lot of ballparks. You let me know, and I will drive. I will even drive out to Toledo, because that's
Oh,
a cool
man.
ballpark.
Is
I've
it?
driven, I've driven by it, and like you can't miss it. It's such a, and it's very, like it's right by Detroit Tigers.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Because they're very close to each other. That's why they're a AAA team. But it's
Yeah.
such a cool one, and their logo is awesome. So I
Yes.
mean,
Yes. I will definitely do that.
yes, absolutely. Tell me about the bobblehead.
Sure.
I one of these days I want a bobblehead made of myself.
Oh,
I want
man.
one. I just think it's the
You
coolest thing.
deserve one.
I told my wife, like, listen, for my birthday, even if
Yeah.
you get like a small bobblehead of myself, I want it because I
Yeah.
think it's one of the coolest things ever.
Yes. Dude, you know what? I went to a wedding a few years ago in Washington, D.C., and I used that opportunity to go to like 5 other ballparks. But anyway, the wedding was the main
Very
point.
smart.
Yeah, thank you. And the groom collects bobbleheads. Like, he'd be great for your podcast because he has
Absolutely.
hundreds.
Yes.
He's got, and so the gift that the bride gave him was for the wedding day was like a cake topper, but they were customized dual bobbleheads
What?
in her wedding dress, in his tuxedo, of the two of them with bobbleheads.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. I was like, she's a keeper, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Like
Yeah.
for my wedding, I was surprised that my wife, was able to include the neon green into the whole wedding colors
Oh,
and all
she
that.
did?
Yeah, dude.
She's a keeper too.
Yo, yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a destination wedding. Well, not destination because we did it in Puerto Rico. So, we flew
Go back
to,
home.
and my dad's a pastor.
Oh,
So
cool.
yeah, so I'm a PK.
Let's go.
So he
Let's
married
go.
us.
Oh man, that's
Right.
awesome.
Yeah. So that was cool. So I was able to include it. So yeah, definitely. I got to get a hold of that person so we can talk some bobbleheads because those are cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll try to find his contact.
Yeah. So when did this happen? Like, because I mean, I'm just like flabbergasted. All of a sudden, you just walk in and there's this
Yeah.
massive bobblehead of you, and you're like, guys.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so this happened last summer.
Mhm.
I've so the Dust Devils, this is our 20th season this year.
Mhm.
And if not for COVID, of course,
It
it
would have
would
been
be 21st.
Yeah.
So I've been there since day one. And I feel so blessed to say that. I love nothing more than being at a Dust Devils game. And it's such a cool community. The team, the front office is just full of just like amazing people. And so anyway, last year, season gets canceled. I actually, well, yeah, up until now, I've lived 2 hours away in Spokane, Washington. So I didn't really have a reason to go back to the Tri-Cities that summer because there was no baseball season.
Right.
So I just stayed up here in Spokane, which is great. I like Spokane. But finally, I got to go home and see my mom. I got a test. She got a test, make sure we didn't give each other anything. Because this was, before vaccines and everything else. And so I get there and it was a pretty rough summer, like for all of us, that goes without saying.
Yeah.
And so my friend Daryl, who's the general manager of the Dust Devils, he was like, hey man, do you want to, I heard you're home. Do you want to swing by the ballpark and just have a beer with me? I was like, yes, please. Like, I miss you.
Absolutely. I don't care if there's nobody in the ballpark.
Right.
I want to be in there.
Yeah. I'll just sit like on the patio and
Yeah.
look at the field and hang out with my boy Daryl. And so I get there and the whole front office is there. So there's like a half a dozen people there. And they're all friends of mine that I've worked with for years. And it was like, hey, what's up? Like at first I thought I just wanted a one-on-one time with Daryl, but then they're all there. I was like, well, this is cool. Like I've missed everyone. Let's all catch up and hang out. And so they all had like, a bag or a cooler in their hands or a beer in their hands. They're like, well, let's go to the patio. And so we were turning the corner on the concourse to go towards the patio. And there, like right there, right where I turned, was this bigger than life-size version of me staring back at me.
You're like, oh my God.
Yeah. And it's a bobblehead statue. And I've seen the Harrisburg Senators have a really cool bobblehead Hall of Fame, and they're like life-size bobbleheads of former players. And we have a life-size bobblehead of Russell Wilson at our stadium.
I saw that.
He's a former Dust Devil. Everyone's big Seahawks fans around here, so it's perfect.
He's a little known around the area.
Yeah, people know who he is. But man, they kept that such a good secret, and no one told me, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know. I mean, in that split second, I was like, "Is this a joke? Is this temporary? Is it not real? What is going on?" And then I just fell to my knees. I literally did. Like, it was kind of an out of body experience. I didn't know what to do.
As a public speaker, you were speechless.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, guys. Now, do
Yeah.
they sell the small versions of it?
So that's a good question. So yeah, now when you come to a Dust Devils game, at the front gates, you have life-size Russell and life-size Erik the Peanut Guy greeting you. And we did a Russell Wilson giveaway a few years ago, bobblehead, mini bobblehead.
Yeah.
But believe it or not, back in 2012, they did an Erik the Peanut Guy mini or regular size bobblehead giveaway. So they did that before the big one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to search the interweb to see if I can get me one of those, because that's cool. I want to Erik the Peanut Guy bobblehead for the collection here. I have a couple of them.
Yeah.
I got Ricky Vaughn from the Major League movie.
Let's go.
Yeah, so I guess I got a couple of them. Of course, the championship bobblehead series for the Cavaliers when they won. So yeah,
do it.
It's the first championship since I've been here that we've actually been able to, experience, because 2016 happened, and the Indians came up short.
Yeah.
Stupid weather. Raining.
You'll get them next time. It'll happen. It'll happen.
What's the total amount of hats that you own? Have you counted them?
I have. I was afraid you were going to ask, though, because I had the total before COVID, and then I don't know about you, man, but like during COVID, when everything was shut down and you couldn't travel and you couldn't, I was working from home. I literally passed my days by buying hats on eBay.
Dude, I still do. I spend the day looking. So first of all, shout out to Baseball Mapper guys, because I use their website all the time.
They're the best, and they're the coolest dudes too.
Yeah, so you got to meet them. I'm gonna be having them soon. It's just they're traveling right now. So, but
yeah,
I use that website. So like, all right, let's look at a different state today. Let's go to Montana, and then I look at who's there, and then see if they have any dad hats. That's what I do. So
that's perfect. Okay, I feel like I'm in.
You're no. The level of addiction, but from us, it's already through the roof. So we're okay with that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So with that said, I have bought so many hats of places I've already been. Like that's my rule. Like I can only buy them if I've been to that ballpark.
Right.
And then, like I said, I was lucky this summer to go on some road trips. So I bought a bunch of hats on those road trips, and I haven't counted those yet. They're literally just sitting on my couch right now because I haven't had time to put them on the wall yet.
Right.
So before all that, I had 300 hats or around.
Oh my God. So you have a hat for pretty much almost every day of the year.
Oh, I could. That's a great idea. I should do that.
Yeah.
And so it's probably 330, 340 right now.
Oh my God. That's amazing.
It's a lot.
So now you got to do this big, huge celebration when you get that, that last one of the year, to complete the year, because that'll be crazy.
That would be fun. My girlfriend really encouraged me to get on Instagram a few years ago, and
you should. Yes, absolutely.
I am on it. At Erik the Peanut Guy. And so I started with posting photos of my hat walls, and the idea, especially during COVID when I didn't have anything else going on, I talk about COVID like it's not still here, but
right.
The idea was I was going to take like a photo of the day, or like wear a hat a day and take a photo and post it, but I'm just not consistent enough. So that's the dream, is to wear a hat a day, or at least post.
Let's do it. I love it. Love it. Because you have me doubled already. I'm at about 100 and almost 130. But what I've been doing is the reason why I started collecting was during COVID, right? So I was like, all right, I need to do something. I need to stay busy and get a hobby or something. So I was like, all right, I'm going to support the minor league. So that's how I started. I was like, they were my way of supporting small business.
Yeah.
Was by buying a hat.
Dude, I love that. That means so much.
Right? Because listen, if it wasn't for the minor leagues for me, I don't know what, because that's my favorite sport, right? Yeah. Football is great. I love football.
Yep.
Basketball as well, but baseball, that's where it all started for me. And then I'm okay with the majors,
Sure.
Right. I'm not going to buy another major league team hat, just yet. So, because I have so many, minor leagues to get through right now. So
yeah, man. And like, I do have one of my hat walls is all major leagues, because I do want to go to all those ballparks too. And I'm a big, like I said, big Mariners fan. So if they come out with a cool, like special edition hat, I got to get it.
Do you have a Pilot's hat?
I do. I
Oh,
do. That's
nice.
another one my dad bought me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
That's a cool one. But I don't know. There's something about minor league hats that makes me remember what it was like to be like a boy or a little kid,
Yep.
because they're
Yep.
it's like they're cartoony but like in a cool way, and they have bright
They're
colors,
fun.
and they're fun, and you can like collect them all, or at least collect
Hmm.
the league or
Yep.
collect whatever. And it gives me the same joy as I used to do, like collecting baseball cards, or I had a bunch of GI Joes when I was a little kid,
Hmm.
or Hardy Boys books, or like these things that I would kind of
Exactly.
collect.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that reminds you of your childhood. And that's what it is for me. I think that for me, why I love collecting the minor league hats is because of that, because they're so much fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Each minor league team has their own identity,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
For for you guys at Tri-City Dust Devils, right? So you guys have that's unique to your area. So
Right.
they take the area, and they create a whole persona
Yeah.
around your town, which that's my favorite part. You
Yes.
know,
Me too.
and then they released the Copa hats a couple of years
Ah,
ago, and then
even
I
better.
went nuts. I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
Right.
forget it, I'm out.
Seriously. Well,
Oh,
I don't know if you can tell, like, um,
oh,
I would collect whatever hats had the coolest logo on it. But
hmm,
after a few years, I was like, I have a lot of black and navy blue on my wall. Like, it's
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
dark.
yeah.
And so I would go for, if it was a brighter hat, I would just buy it just based off of the color. And
Hmm.
then when Copa came out, I was like,
It
let's
was, yes,
go.
let's do this.
Let's
Exactly.
do this.
My wife she goes, you have a lot of blue and gray hats.
Yeah.
Maybe you should try different colors. I'm like, all right.
Okay.
So okay. I mean, you're
Yeah.
giving me the keys to drive the car now. So you're responsible for this.
Yeah.
So
Right.
so your girlfriend, she enables you as well, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's actually sitting right on the other side of my computer here, and she fully supports my hat collection. In fact, she's one of the best presents I've ever received was last year for Christmas. She got me a gift card to Hat Club.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, and it was like a kid in a candy store. I was like, let's go. And then she's been on some trips with me, and visiting ballparks. And I do try. Like I said, I'm blessed with a paycheck, but it's not like I'm rich or anything. So
Hmm.
I have to be careful that I don't spend all my money on
Yeah. Yes.
something that is, I'm not actually wearing.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
but she really supports it. Like, I remember when right after we first started dating, we were at a Mariners game, and there were two Mariners hats in the team store. I was like, ugh. I was like, well, this is the one I want more, so I'll just get this one, and I'll
Yeah,
wait.
right, right.
And she was like, can you afford the other one? I was like, well, technically, yeah, but I might need to save it for parking or whatever. She's like, just buy it. And I was like, oh,
uh,
that's when I knew. No, I knew before that she was the
there
one,
you go.
but
I want to ask her a question.
you do. Okay. Should I take
Go
out
for
my
it. Yeah,
headphones?
go
Okay.
for it.
Karina,
Absolutely.
he wants to ask you a question. Can you hear me? Okay.
Absolutely. I can definitely hear you.
Okay. This is Karina.
Hi.
This is Ed.
Hi.
Hi. So you're enabled him, don't you?
Yes. It is in my nature to do that.
All right. So you were with him when the first time that the both of you were together, which is the first hat that he bought when you guys were together?
Probably the Mariners one.
Yeah.
The Mariners one was the first one.
Yeah. It's out in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so your collection goes out to the hallway now.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this?
So I also collect things.
She should be on your
Oh.
next episode.
Wait a second. Hold on a second. How did I not know about this?
I
Sit
don't-
down. Let's talk.
Well, I don't collect baseball hats. Well,
Okay.
actually, I've collected a few dad hats.
You're a woman from down
So,
hard too. I love it.
Interesting. But I am a really big boot/shoe collector myself.
Oh man.
Yeah, so I'm like Erik, I like to display them. I don't keep them in a closet.
Mm-mm.
They are like my pride and joy and my money.
Yeah.
So I like to display them on racks, like up against the wall. And so I like to wake up in the morning and open my eyes and see them.
Hello, pretties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know that's how Erik feels.
Yep.
And when I first saw the whole collection, I was a little like, whoa.
So let's talk.
But like sometimes I walk in and I just kind of look at them like, that's pretty impressive. And I like understand because I love to display my boots and everything.
So how many do you have?
I have 72.
Oh, okay. So you have a lot as well.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, you guys are both enabling each other.
Yeah. And we've actually talked like, all right, when we get married and like get an apartment or get a house, like how are we going to do this?
Figure this out.
Like okay, so who's gonna have the walk-in closet? Who's gonna have a separate room for the hats and all that stuff?
Gotta be at this point, like they're gonna be separate rooms.
They have to be at this point, right?
We've already kind of established that.
But we're gonna save so much money on wall art and wallpaper. Like
who needs wall art? This is your art. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, that is amazing. So you love to go into the baseball games with him and all that?
Yeah, I come from a family that's very big into baseball, and my grandpa played in the minor leagues.
Wait, what?
Chicago, outside of Chicago. He was
no way.
In the 40s, 30s and 40s. Yeah.
We're having a whole different, a separate part 2 of this episode of oh my God.
Yeah. So baseball's pretty big in my family. So it's fine. I love it.
That's amazing. So he played in the minors. How many years did he play?
Not for too long. He was a little bit older at the time. He was in his early 30s, I think, which was pretty old back then. He was just starting a family. So he ended up he got an offer to I can't remember exactly, to take it to the next level after the minor leagues, and he just declined because he had like newborns and all that. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you know the team that he played for in the minors?
I can't remember now.
Your dad was telling me the city.
Yeah, my dad was actually just telling us, but I can't remember. It's like the outskirts of
this
Chicago.
is going to be your homework because we're going to talk about this later, and I need the full details on this. That is awesome. So you're from the Chicago area?
Well, no, I think my grandparents had just lived there, and then they moved to Washington, and that's where both sides of my family are from. But my brothers, I have 3 brothers, and they are very into baseball, and
they're all Mariners fan and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Long-suffering Mariners families, both of our families.
Listen, I understand.
I know.
Okay? I understand the hurt, and you know,
my team is
go ahead.
What do you think of the Guardians?
Okay. I don't mind the name. I was promoting the Spiders because that's the name I wanted. I was all for it because it's history. There's already history there. There's so many things you could do. Right. I honestly don't know why it didn't go, but whatever. The Guardians is fine because of there's a bridge right here in Cleveland, you know, by the ballpark where you have the Guardians of Traffic. Right. And each statue, they're double-sided, so each one has a different vehicle that they're holding like this. So I get it. The name is fine. The logo is atrocious.
Yeah.
The logo is atrocious. I'm sorry. Sorry, like Cleveland.
They tried to keep it as close to the Indians as possible, but like tweaking it a little bit.
Yeah, it's like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. And I think it failed. You know, when you created that S in middle school, that with the slot
connecting it.
Yeah, like when you connect it, that's exactly what I saw when I saw this logo. Because I'm like, what is this?
Right.
So I think they rushed it. I think they didn't really thought about it too well, I think, in my opinion, but we'll see how it goes.
I mean, are you going to buy new hats?
So I bought their sticker.
Oh, let's go.
Just to see how it went. I'm like,
it is kind of like the S.
Right. See the G with like how, and you know, it's supposed to mean like when you hold a baseball, the pitcher holds a baseball, they put this whole story together. Whatever. So am I gonna buy a hat for them? Probably. Yeah, I will. Me too. I mean, they're my team, you know what I mean? So I gotta support the team. I just wish they would have thought better on design. I wish they would have gone local and designed it and done something better, but it is the Dolan way to go the cheap route. So hence we have that.
Maybe they hired the guy that created the S.
Probably.
You know,
They
be
didn't
a
call
one-hit
me.
wonder.
7th grade me did not get hired for this. I can tell you this right now. I wish they would have hired the team that designed the Seattle Kraken logo, because huge fan, by the way, huge fan of the whole everything that they did.
So, you know, they haven't even played a game yet. It's going to be a while. But walking around Spokane, Washington, Tri-Cities, Washington,
everybody's wearing it.
Everyone's like so stoked.
I'm seeing more Kraken gear than Seahawks gear right now.
Yeah. What? Well, it's the newest thing, and it's so cool. I'm sorry, but that thing is amazing. They knocked it out of the ballpark.
Yeah.
When they designed that, and then we get to Cleveland, and you're like, right, that's awesome.
I will say this. I mean, I'm not from Cleveland, so I don't have as much invested. I do like the font of Guardians. Like, it's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the old Indians 70s.
The old 70s Indians. Yeah. That's what they did. Yeah, they took a lot of stuff, you know, from it. The C, they said that it's supposed to be the top of the statue and all that. Yeah. Which, again, I don't mind it. You know what I mean? It's just I wish they would have spent more time designing it. You know, because right now they don't own the website, Guardians. Or it's Cleveland Guardians
team, right?
The roller derby team. Yeah. Their roller derby team, if you go to clevelandguardians.com, their logo is way better. Way better than the Cleveland Guardians baseball team. I'm telling you right now, just when we're done with this interview, look at it and you're going to be like, wow, you're right. It's insane.
That's so funny.
So you guys are done for the year, really pretty much traveling for any ballparks or just staying local?
Yeah. So the Dust Devil season has about 2 months left, or a month and a half left. And I'm blessed. I work at Gonzaga University in Spokane right now. And then I drive back home to the Tri-Cities for games, back and forth. But we have a few, it's a lot of games. Yeah, not every game, but we have a few collegiate wood bat teams around here. So not quote unquote minor leagues, but really fun teams. And really fun. And so
I saw that you posted one about one of them, the with the apple.
Oh, Yakima.
The yeah.
They have a cool one.
They do.
And we were talking about going to a Walla Walla game, Walla Walla Sweets.
That's I love their logo.
Yeah,
that's a cool one too.
Good. So I don't know if we're going to make it, but we're just thinking more like locally, right, or regional.
You know, within driving distance, that you can just go watch. All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, I think I'm done for the year with doing any kind of traveling, to be honest with you. So, and I have a 3-year-old daughter. She's not vaccinated, so it's
right. Yeah,
it's all about keeping her safe and all that.
Of course.
Even though she's probably going to drive me up a wall, but I love her so much.
You're a good dad.
You know what? Like I said, when we make the videos, that's the best part about doing this. Just, she knows that I make videos. She knows that, I look at hats and, she loves it. Every time we make a video, she goes like, all right, daddy, let's make another one. I'm like, all right, kid, listen, I can't. I've already spent enough money already as it is.
I can't wait to show Karina the videos that you do.
You should. Yeah. I put them on both my Instagram and my Twitter. They're all the videos there, so you guys should take a look at it. All right, so we're going to play a little game before we go.
Okay.
Rapid questions here.
Okay.
All right.
You want both of us to answer?
Both of you, absolutely.
Okay.
So there's no wrong answers.
Okay.
Maybe there is. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe there is.
Yeah.
All right. So first one, beach or mountain?
For me, mountain.
Beach.
See, Eric, that's already a wrong answer, Eric.
Yeah.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
In the last interview with Kelly and Christina from Calibration.
Yeah, I was just listening to that.
Yep. I love the smell of coffee. Hate the taste.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know.
Can't
Listen,
understand, but that's okay.
Puerto Rican family here, and I'm the
Yeah.
only one out of my family who does not drink coffee.
Hey,
Don't.
it's okay, man. I'm from a German Catholic family, and I didn't drink beer until I was 28, and I was the black sheep of the family, man.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, I waited until I got 18, my first year in college. It's a whole different story. You go to college and then everything just go crazy. All right, cook a meal or clean up after?
Cook.
Clean up.
Yay!
Great team. Good answers. All right, spring, summer, fall, or winter?
Ooh.
Fall.
I want to say spring because of baseball,
Mhm.
but I really do like fall the best.
I'm a summer person.
Yeah.
The hotter the better.
All right.
Yeah.
We need to
I'm
get
in
you
Ohio. I'm in
Yeah.
Ohio, and it's like snows 9 months out of the
Yeah.
year.
Man.
You know?
So the Tri-Cities, Washington, in the summers, we get up to 115, 118.
Definitely
So
visiting.
come on out. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. We're gonna be going.
All
Absolutely.
right.
Friends or Seinfeld?
Oh.
Friends.
Ooh, that's tough. Friends.
I knew I liked you guys. All right, breakfast or dinner?
Breakfast.
Breakfast.
Yeah, same here.
Breakfast for dinner.
Ooh, now we're talking. See, that's a good. That's a.
Because he sleeps in. So.
Yeah, you don't even know what time I wake up. Tacos or burritos?
Tacos.
It's the wrong answer, guys.
Oh, damn. Oh.
All right, pineapple on pizza, yay or nay?
Nay.
I don't mind it, but my best friend is deathly allergic to it, so I avoid it.
You know what? I think it's a great answer, so it's a nay. Absolutely, you're right. Absolutely. All right, so you go to a ballpark. What's your snack of choice?
Hot dog. And a beer.
Absolutely, it has to be a beer.
Yeah.
Local beer.
Yes. Yeah. That's another thing. I love going to minor league parks and like getting their local.
Yeah.
They all have their own local beer now.
It's awesome.
It's great. I love it.
I also go for a Coke, like hot dog and a Coke. I like that.
I go for hot dog and a Pepsi.
Okay.
See, it's the sweeter in me. It's what it is.
I can respect it.
All right. And then here's the last question, guys. Who is your favorite Disney princess? I know, right? So off the wall, I can't even, I've been watching so many Disney movies nowadays, so I have to put this in there. Yeah, I'm putting you guys on the spot. I am.
This is the hardest question you've asked so far.
Thank you.
I will say I had a major crush on Ariel growing up, and my name's Erik. So
okay. Yeah, there you go. I love the play in words.
Right. Yeah. I'll go with Ariel.
I think Jasmine, because she had like the dark hair.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, ooh, me too.
Oh God. I love this. This is great. All right. So where can they find you guys on social media? I'm gonna put it on the website as well on the podcast, but where can they find you?
Thanks for asking.
Oh, good.
Okay. So on Facebook and Instagram, I'm Erik the Peanut Guy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm most active on Twitter, but my Twitter handle I got before I knew what I was doing with it. So my Twitter handle is It's Erik Mertens, ITSERIKMERTENS. But if you just search for Erik the Peanut Guy with a K, Erik with a K.
Erik, yeah. Have you tried changing it?
So what I did is the other month I went and I took the Erik Peanut Guy handle. So now I have both. So I direct people from it. So I don't know. I'm not really smart with this stuff. I might need it.
Yeah. So I changed mine.
Oh.
Yeah, mine used to be Gringo 787.
Nice.
Right. So because everybody thought I was a gringo when, so that was my nickname. But since I've been doing this, I actually changed it to the Dad Hat 216, and all I had to do was just get it approved and off it went.
Okay, but what happens if people tag your old handle?
It's no longer there. So it automatically, They find me because it's all the Dad Hat Chronicles. Hey, we're giving each other lessons here. I love it.
No, I should be paying you for this.
Awesome. Well, I want to thank you guys for doing this. This was a lot of fun. And then you, young lady, you have some homework to do because I want to know about all of this minor league stuff because this is great. Another episode here.
Thanks for having both of us, man.
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? This was a lot more fun than just having you. I'm just kidding.
It is. No, I completely agree. It's a lot more fun than I am.
All right, guys. Thank you, guys.
Good to meet you.
It was a pleasure. I hope you guys liked that interview. Erik and Cariña, cool, awesome people. I mean, they're just genuinely good people, right? Make sure you give them a follow, all right? Now, before we end here, a couple of things. One, make sure that you hit the subscribe button here on the YouTube channel so that way you guys are always aware of what's coming up. And then also, if you're interested in the audio version, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, it's all over. So make sure you also hit the subscribe button and go ahead and give it a good ranking, okay? Give it a 5 star so that way, we shoot up on the ranking so that way, more people are able to enjoy it, all right? Until then, keep on grinding. Support the minor leagues.